Hey, welcome back. Welcome. So, it's happened. It's happening again. Third time is a charm. We are on our third appellate attorney. Well, headed there. Let's get this party started. Sarah Boone has already lost her second appellate attorney. Have you guys heard? Yesterday, it hit the news that her lawyer, Josh, he withdrew. Let's get into it. First, let me say I really missed you guys this weekend. It felt like forever that I didn't talk to you. So once I got into the comment section, of course, because that's where all the information is, one of you let me know, and I should have taken a picture of it. One of you said Sarah lost her appeal attorney today, and I couldn't believe it. So I went and did a little digging, and it's true. But the real question is, are we surprised? Are we surprised that Sarah is going through a handful of attorneys already? She wrote a scathing letter pretty much bad-mouthing the man, and he had already did his job. He got her an extension on her appeal, and now she's probably upset because she's not in on the appellate reasons. That's my suggestion. That's my thoughts. I think she's upset that she doesn't know what angle he's taking with the appeal, and she wants in on it. You know, she likes to be highly involved in her case. You know, like a dancing with the dogs type of things. She wants to get really hands-on. That's probably why James hightailed it out of that courtroom that day. He was overwhelmed with Sarah Boone's circus. So the first appellate attorney, by default, not by choice. That wasn't her fault because Judge Kranek had assigned it to an attorney who did not handle appeals. So we'll give her that. And the second attorney, which is Josh, well, here we are. But do you guys remember when Sarah was first losing all of her attorneys? We had no idea what was going on until around the Bankowitz, Bishass Cashman era. That's when it became like evident that Sarah was doing something behind bars, behind the scenes, that was causing trouble. Like the lawyers, they were in a position where they couldn't say why they were withdrawing from the case or why they could no longer represent her. And she knew that. And she was writing these letters and pretty much, well, maybe allegedly her and Lana were scouring the internet and writing reviews and writing bad letters, uploading them to the public for review, and pretty much bad-mouthing these attorneys, and they couldn't respond and for attorney-client privilege. So now, flash forward. Josh has backed out, and he didn't give a reason why. Let's read a little bit of the document. State of Florida versus Sarah Boone. Motion to withdraw and request for an appointment of new appellate counsel. It reads, the appointment and procedural posture. The appellant Sarah Boone was convicted in the Circuit Criminal Court and subsequently filed a notice of appeal. The undersigned was appointed by the lower tribunal as conflict counsel after conviction to handle the appellant's appeal pursuant Chapter 27 Florida statutes. A notice of appeal has been filed, and the undersigned has complied with the appellate rules by filing the necessary Okay, he's saying I did everything I was supposed to do. By filing the necessary statement of judicial acts, directions to the clerk, and transcript designations. Shout out to Josh. He's letting them know I did everything I had to do. Now I'm out of here. Good cause for withdrawal. Provides that trial counsel may not be relieved of duties except with approval of the lower tribunal on good cause shown. The undersigned is no longer practicing appellate work or accepting court-appointed appellate cases, which would make continued representation a hardship. Continuing to represent the appellate on appeal would mentally impair counsel's ability to provide effective assistance and would delay or jeopardize the appellant's appellate rights. Oh, wow. He's just totally withdrawing from the game, period. Wow, Sarah. Need for appointment of successor counsel. Because this is a publicly funded appeal, the appellate is entitled to the continued assistance of counsel. Rule 914. Oh, dropped my phone. Where were we? Rule 914 directs that in publicly funded appeals, the lower tribunal should appoint the public defender or the Office of Criminal Conflict and Civil Regional Counsel or private registry counsel if she had her 9 representatives from New York to represent the defendant on appeal rules. The undersigned therefore request that the court enter an order relieving current counsel of record and appointing appropriate successor counsel. Well, there we have it. So Josh is pretty much saying that he is no longer even practicing appellate law. He's not practicing law, period, anymore. He's going down to Milton with Owens. He's going to go hang out with Owens and Henderson and disappear. Sarah has a way with these attorneys. What is she doing with them? Nonetheless, is Sarah harassing her new attorney into the point of retirement? Leave a comment below. What are your thoughts on that? That, to me, was a really good reason for Josh to withdraw. Judge Cranick really couldn't deny that one. So the first guy got out easy, too, by saying, hey, I don't even practice appellate law, so not me, buddy. I'm pretty sure her name is Nuclear. The whole system right now is probably buzzing and avoiding their emails and text messages, their work phones, because they don't want to get assigned this case. Now that they know that Josh has withdrew, they know one of them are next. It's like, what is that Netflix movie? The Squid Games. One of them are next to represent Sarah Boone. Sidebar. So do you guys think Sarah already has got her certificate of service to find out that the appellate attorney withdrew? She is going to be livid when she finds this out. She has family court coming up in a few weeks, and I'm pretty sure that this is not the plot twist that she was looking forward to while she's waiting to collect her thousands for her family heirlooms. I don't remember if it was Tanika's chat or Hear Me Out, but I think someone in the comment section was saying that it may have been Tanika, my girl, saying that Brian was getting remarried and possibly taking his spouse's last name just to ditch the whole Boone thing and start fresh. That means if he's successful, well, once family court is over, he and little man will really be free and can start over and fresh again. And I know Sarah will be very upset about that. They still have to submit their parenting plans. I think Brian submitted his, but Sarah has to submit hers. I don't know what parenting behind bars looks like and if she can pretty much force little man to go there. Leave a comment below if you know that. I believe his age, he's old enough to say like, no thanks, I don't want to go there. That could be pretty traumatizing for, you know, what Sarah's there for and just what he's been through in the last 5 or 6 years due to this case. It was very high profile. They had to relocate. He changed schools, you know, and I'm pretty sure once they moved, everything got settled, then the trial came. So everything started right back up again. And once that dies down, then the appeal is here. And now it's the family court, you know. So they are probably ready for this to just go away already. Leave a comment below if you know what parenting, co-parenting in prison looks like. It can't be overnights, right? I know if you're married, you can go. They have like a facility where you can go and like housing on the premises where you can sleep there, I believe, and, you know, like live there for the weekend. Would that be the case for little man? Would they allow that, or would that be what co-parenting looked like? Or would it just be a visit? Would he just go and visit for a few hours and talk to her through like a glass on like the phone, like the movies? What would co-parenting look like behind bars for a a life inmate in close confinement, because she is not in general population like the rest of the inmates that probably get visits from their kids. You know, she's a high profile inmate who's secluded from everyone else. Judge Cranick, he didn't say much at sentencing, but he said a lot with that sentence. Know that. At approximately 1300 hours, Officer Beckford observed inmate Boone being hugged by her attorney at the end of her interview. Sergeant Dunn was immediately notified and addressed the attorney in the lobby before he departed. Lieutenant Wright was also notified by Sergeant Dunn. While collecting lunch trays, I observed that inmate Boone had not started to eat. I informed Boone that all inmates are given 20 minutes to eat. Inmate Boone became argumentative and stated, quote, "I almost choked the other day while eating." I informed inmate Boone that that was understandable, but she has not even started to eat. Inmate Boone continued to be argumentative and stated, "It's something different every day." I informed inmate Boone that these are Orange County rules and that they may vary and change at times, but she should be in compliance. This inmate stated to this officer that I do not like her because she is different. Isn't sure what she meant about this statement. Upon arriving from the holding cell, I spoke with inmate Boone about her behavior, arguing during count. Inmate Boone seemed to be receptive while being spoken to, but then mentioned that she felt uncomfortable with inmate Mitchell. I asked her if anything inappropriate was done to her, to which she stated, quote, "No, nothing ever happened." Inmate Boone mentioned that she just felt uncomfortable with the way that inmate Mitchell supposedly treated her. I asked inmate Boone if she was in fear of her life. Inmate Boone stated, quote, "No, I'm not in fear." I then asked inmate Boone if she wanted to be moved to another bunk area to avoid any other verbal disagreements with inmate Mitchell. Inmate Boone declined to be moved. At that point, inmate Boone refused all options that were given to her. This is for informational purposes.
Know that.
I don't.
Know that.
You got up and you went up to bed.
She's a good woman. Never been in trouble in her life. She has a 7-year-old son that she loves and cherishes.
A blind Boston Terrier.
She has 2 dogs. One is blind, one is deaf.
Nobody knew George better than I did. I say that I knew George better than himself. And I tried in every way, shape, and form. Ask everyone. I helped him. I took care of him. I miss him a lot, and I didn't even sleep last night. I miss him a lot.
I mean, is there any chance it got to be too much for you and you couldn't handle taking care of him and
I never stopped.
trying to...
I never
help?
stopped. That's what I'm here for. I never stopped. I'm here now because I'm still trying to help him.
Yeah, we just don't, I mean...